Normally crows, they raise their children, their chicks, as pairs, but this group raises them in groups. It's communal child rearing. It's like a kind of like commune or kibbutz. And they have a unique dialect, a unique vocabulary that they use.
Scientists watched in complete silence as the artificial intelligence finished processing 150,000 crow vocalizations and started displaying translations that contradict everything we have been taught about the animal kingdom. The data should not exist. For decades, mainstream biology told us animals make simple sounds for basic survival. Food calls, danger alerts, mating cries, nothing complex. But new research published in early 2025 by the Earth Species Project just shattered that narrative completely. The AI confirmed what researchers suspected, but could never prove. Crows are not making random noise. They are speaking in structured sentences, and a massive portion of their communication is dedicated to discussing us, individual humans, specific faces, behavioral patterns they have tracked for years. This discovery is hands down the most disturbing breakthrough in animal intelligence research because it proves something terrifying. Crows have been watching you. They remember you. And they talk about you constantly. What most people do not realize is that every interaction you have ever had with a crow was recorded, analyzed, and broadcast across their entire network within hours.
To collect data on vocalizations, we used a small electronic device called BioLogger. It has got a microphone and an accelerometer and a magnetometer. So the microphone records the vocalizations and the accelerometer and magnetometers record the movements of the bird.
The internet is exploding right now with claims that AI translated crow language using some ancient tablet. Let us clear the air immediately. There is no tablet. That story is complete fiction created by clickbait sites. But here is the kicker. The real discovery is far more shocking than any tablet could ever be. Researchers in northern Spain just released findings that will make you never look at crows the same way again. They attached tiny military-grade microphones to a population of carrion crows that do something impossible. Unlike every other crow species on Earth that lives in pairs, these Spanish crows stay with their parents for 4 years, raise siblings together, and coordinate defense like trained soldiers. Scientists needed to understand how. The biologgers recorded everything for 6 months straight. When the team reviewed the data, they hit a wall. Most vocalizations were so quiet and rapid that human ears could not process them. We were hearing crow language the way insects hear human speech, just vibrations with no meaning.
What if I told you they might be even smarter than we think? That they could have a hidden language, one so advanced it rivals artificial intelligence? Today, we dive into the eerie, genius world of corvids and ask, are crows the true hidden intellectuals of the animal kingdom?
That is when they deployed Voxaboxen, a neural network built specifically to decode non-human communication. When the AI analyzed the recordings, it did something nobody predicted. It found mathematical patterns, repeating sequences, syntactic rules. The system identified dozens of distinct call categories with over 90% accuracy. Feeding calls, danger warnings, territory markers. Then it found the category that made every researcher go silent. A specific vocal pattern crows only use when humans appear nearby. The statistical probability of this pattern emerging by random chance is less than 1 in 8 million. This is not animal noise. This is language, and they are talking about us.
But really, so a structured call is a patterned call. If you ever see a crow just sitting up in a tree and you're hearing patterns of a call in a sequence, that is a structured call.
But here is where things get even crazier. New findings released just last month confirm that crows do not just see humans as generic threats. They catalog individual faces with precision that rivals FBI databases. Scientists at the University of Washington just published 17-year data, proving crows remember specific human faces across nearly 2 decades. Think about that timeline. A crow you annoyed as a teenager will still recognize your face when you are 35 years old. and it will warn every other crow in the area about you the second you appear. The experiment that proved this is brilliant and terrifying. Researchers wore identical rubber masks and trapped wild crows on campus. After releasing the birds, different people wearing that threatening mask walked through campus for 17 years straight. The crows attacked viciously every single time. Scolding calls, dive bombs, full aggression. But here is what breaks the mainstream story. Crows born 10 years after the original trapping still attacked the mask. They never experienced the threat personally. Other crows taught them through vocalizations which face was dangerous.
When we put our masks on, I think you'll see a dramatically different response to the birds than certainly we're seeing right now.
Brain imaging confirms crows process human faces exactly like we process faces. When shown a threatening person, their amygdala lights up. Fear circuits activate, memory centers engage. They are running facial recognition software in real time. But they are better at it than us, because they never forget. What most people do not realize is that right now, as you read this, there are crows outside your window building a file on you. Your height, your walk, your routine, whether you feed birds or throw rocks. All of it cataloged and shared through calls we could not hear until AI cracked the code.
Realizing how many different calls there are that we didn't know about, even if we were working with crows for 25 years. And also just to see, small difference in calls, and we wonder if they mean something or not. I mean, it's really interesting, and the tool is great.
Now let us talk about what the AI actually decoded, because this is where mainstream science starts panicking. Researchers in Japan working parallel to the Spanish team just confirmed they identified 40 distinct crow words.
When crows see people, what can they do with that information?
They recognize individual people that are important to them. And when somebody does something dangerous, they mark that person, remember that person.
What if the birds in your backyard recognized your face?
Some scientists suggest this is why crows dominate urban environments where other birds fail. Humans are unpredictable variables. One feeds you, one poisons you. Sharing detailed intelligence about which specific humans are safe versus dangerous creates a survival advantage so powerful it defies normal evolution. Crows are not adapting to us, they are profiling us.
The very interesting thing is that they use this kind of soft calls a lot. They have a large amount of pretty similar soft calls, and they are talking to each other all the time. They also have this long...
But it gets stranger because crows do not just observe and communicate. They run behavioral experiments on humans. Thousands of documented cases worldwide show crows giving gifts to specific people. A girl in Seattle fed crows for 4 years. They started leaving objects on her porch. Buttons, screws, foam hearts. Then one day they returned a silver earring her mother lost in that yard 3 weeks earlier. The statistical probability of coincidence is astronomically small. Latest brain imaging proves this behavior is intentional. Crows show increased planning activity when selecting gifts. They are choosing what to give and who receives it. But why? Here is the theory mainstream researchers refuse to publish. Crows might be testing human responses. They give gifts to measure reactions. Positive response means increased contact. Negative response means withdrawal. It is operant conditioning, but we are the subjects being studied.
The first pattern is what I like to call a non-contextual call, and it's sort of akin to like a companion call that you would hear in the other birds, but it works differently in crows. So what you'll hear is the crow will...
Some researchers go further. They suggest crows who maintain human relationships gain social status within crow society. The AI vocal data supports this. Crows that successfully interact with humans make specific calls correlated with better nesting sites and increased resource access. It is like earning reputation points by exploiting us. Because humans are useful. We generate food waste, We scare predators. We build shelter. A crow skilled at human manipulation lives better, and they share those techniques through vocalizations we are only now beginning to understand.
The big question is their vocal repertoire the key for their cooperative behavior?
Are they talking about that common task? Are they telling each other who is going to be the next to feed in the chick, for example?
For decades, scientists said birds cannot be truly intelligent because they lack a prefrontal cortex. That is the brain region responsible for planning and abstract thought in mammals. Without it, complex reasoning should be impossible. But experiments published in 2025 proved
which are the calls typically known for crows. So if I ask you what a crow does, you will say quack, quack, quack. But that is quite rare, actually. Most of the time they just do sounds like this.
And this is not mimicry. This is understanding numerical concepts and expressing them intentionally through sound. But the discovery that terrifies neuroscience happened last year. Researchers proved crows have subjective experience. They do not just react to stimuli, they experience reality. They have self-awareness. They think about their own thoughts. This consciousness level was supposed to be unique to humans and great apes, but crows have it without the brain structure we thought it required. And scientists are scrambling to rewrite textbooks before people realize how badly we misunderstood intelligence itself.
When we've done these experiments where we've had all different sorts of people wear the same face and see these crows respond so strongly and pass on this knowledge to others in their society, that's been really surprising to me. I always knew they were smart. I always knew they could learn from trial and error because they're tough to catch a second time.
What most people do not realize is crows are not individuals. They are nodes in a distributed intelligence network spanning continents and generations. Each crow is a data point. Information flows constantly between them in ways we are mapping for the first time. One crow identifies a new threat. The network knows within hours. One finds food. Others arrive from miles away the next day. The AI reveals this is not random broadcasting. It is targeted, strategic. Crows choose who to inform and when to share. Latest findings suggest they even deceive each other. When food is scarce, crows make false alarm calls to scare competitors away, then return alone to eat. This is lying. This is theory of mind. They understand other crows have beliefs, and they manipulate those beliefs for personal gain.
And you'll hear different pattern structured calls. You'll hear like, oh, oh, oh. You'll hear it in groups of 4, where it's like, oh, 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 oh. You'll also hear structured calls like, oh, 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 oh.
Here is where it gets truly unsettling. The vocal network might be recording human history. Crows live 20 years, but cultural knowledge spans centuries through teaching. A crow today knows information from crows dead 100 years. Safe territories, dangerous humans, reliable resources, all transmitted through calls. The AI detected what researchers call temporal markers, vocal patterns referencing events before the individual crow existed. They are telling stories, and many stories are about us, about what humans did, which ones are trustworthy, which are threats. We write history in books, crows write it in sound, and their version might be more accurate because it is based on direct multi-generational observation. Now let us get into territory mainstream science refuses to touch. If crows have monitored humans for thousands of years, what do they think of us? The AI cannot translate opinions yet, but it reveals something disturbing. Crows discuss humans more than any other topic, more than predators, more than food, more than other crows. We are their primary conversation subject. Why? Some say it is because we are the biggest variable in their environment. Cataloging us is survival. But others whisper a darker theory. What if crows see us how we see them, as intelligent but dangerous, as threats requiring monitoring and control? Vocal patterns show crows make long-term plans and coordinate group actions. They remember grudges for decades. If they view humans as existential threats, what are they planning?
Let's start with the facts. Crows belong to the corvid family, along with ravens, magpies and jays. And science has proven repeatedly that they're not just smart, They're scary smart. First, tool use. New Caledonian crows craft hooked sticks to fish out insects.
This sounds paranoid until you see the evidence. Tokyo crows learn to use crosswalks. They wait for lights. They place nuts in roads for cars to crack. They retrieve food when traffic stops. This is not instinct. This is reverse engineering human systems. Swedish crows trigger automatic doors using motion sensors. Russian crows memorized subway schedules and use trains between feeding locations. They are not just adapting. They are studying our technology and teaching each other how to exploit it. The AI confirms these skills spread through vocalizations. One figures it out. Others learn by listening. Months later, the whole population has the ability. This is cultural transmission. This is technological revolution happening in every city right now. We are not living with simple animals. We are living with another intelligent species, actively studying us, and possibly preparing for futures we have not imagined.
Crow will usually be up in a tree, and it'll give off a burst of caws, maybe, as few as one, but as many as like 9 or 10. And they'll give them off in rapid.
So what does this mean? It means we share Earth with an intelligent species that catalogs us, remembers us, and makes collective decisions about us. And we had no idea because we were not listening. This AI breakthrough is not just about decoding sounds. It is recognizing that intelligence is not exclusively human. The species we dismissed as pests has been communicating for millennia. We called them noisy trash birds. The data proves they are a parallel civilization with language, culture, and collective memory. They watch us. They judge us. Now we are finally hearing their verdict. Researchers say their goal is creating AI that speaks Crow, actually having conversations. But some ask if we should, because if we talk, we must also listen. And we might not like what they say.
Really, to me, the most surprising thing about crows so far has been their ability to recognize and remember particular people, and even just particular faces.
This is Freeway Park, and it's an area where we've had crows banded for about 8 years now. And we caught them just recently, this past year again, with wearing a particular mask.
Every rock you threw, they remembered. Every nest you destroyed, they recorded. Every poison you used, their children learned about it. We lived under surveillance for thousands of years, not by governments, by crows. The AI just gave us the transcripts. The question is not whether crows are intelligent anymore. That is settled. The question is what we do knowing they watch everything. Do we change? Do we make peace with a species we treated as inferior? Or do we pretend they are just birds and hope they forget? Because the data is clear. Crows hold grudges, and they never forget. Are crows building a database on every human alive? What happens when they decide we are the threat? Drop your theories below and smash that subscribe button, because we are decoding the secret languages surrounding us every single day.